go. Recording in progress.
I heard
Don't
it.
say anything bad.
Uh-oh.
Okay, guys. I just want to start with some quick introductions first, and then I've got some updates for everybody, and then I thought we'd do some roundtable stuff at the end of this. Okay, and as always, the recording will be available on the Ella's Way website as well. So if you missed any previous meetings, feel free to hop over there. It is possible you should have it. If you have any trouble or you need me to resend it to you, just let me know. I can resend it out to everybody. So I'm Sherry. You guys
Dave?
met Dave. I'm marketing extraordinaire.
I don't know about that, but I gave up my best.
Sarah, where you were calling from?
Can everybody
You're kinda
hear
hard
you?
to hear.
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can't hear you, Sherry.
Can you hear me?
No, you keep going like in and out, like, can you hear me now? Yeah,
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
better.
Okay,
That's better, yeah.
Yep.
all right, I'll just make sure to speak right into it. So anyway, Sarah, just thought quick introduction. Sarah Hall calling in from where, Sarah?
hi, I'm from the UK, Yorkshire in the UK.
From Yorkshire. And John and Lauren calling from
Methuen, Mass.
Doing Massachusetts.
Methuen, Massachusetts. And here we have Holly in the middle, Holly calling from.
Yep, Blackwood, New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
Great. And Isai Gutierrez.
I'm calling basically from Houston, Texas.
Oh,
Okay.
Awesome. And Nicole Zahn, if you haven't met before, she's with Ella's Way as well on our board of directors. And Nicole calling from
Methuen, Massachusetts.
Methuen. So we have two Methuen-ites
you're
here
from
tonight.
Methuen, Nicole? I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Yes,
How did we not know that? Or maybe we did.
I don't know.
That's crazy. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome everybody for coming. If you can hear me okay, I just want to make sure that I've
Talking
got
would
this turned up all the way. So let me give you some updates. If you haven't seen your email today, the August newsletter just went out. You guys seen it yet? Coming your way? So
Yep.
it's sent out, and since the last time I added some folks to the distribution list, so we have 451 recipients on the list right now, and I have several more to add for next month. I just ran out of time to get them all added. It's a little cumbersome to get them all on the distribution list. But 451 with an addition of several PTO members in a lot of different states, as well as librarians. So we did
Awesome.
quite a bit of research this month to get all the names and email addresses. So we've added. I put a little tagline also on the newsletter so that it might pique people's interest. It says, Ella's Way, we're donating books, or donating books to you, or something like that, just to try to get people to make sure they're opening their emails rather than just seeing it and deleting it. We want to open them and read them. So
That's always good.
tagline on it.
Yeah, they hear something like free or donation, they're gonna respond.
Right. Oh, you went away again. Yep.
And can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah. a little bit.
On the newsletter, there also, I highlighted 6 different books. And in addition to that, 3 different authors. And I'm going to continue to do that so that every author actually will end up with 2 times that they're in the newsletter. One will just be your book or books, and one will be your author's story. But they'll all link back to the website as well.
Great.
Okay, so be looking for that as we rotate everybody through there.
Okay.
In the newsletter, I also put information about the virtual authors visits. This is the time to really start marketing school visits. And I put a tagline in there that Ella's Way is bringing the world together, one book at a time. So, hi,
Hi,
Thank
how you
you.
doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Still says owner.
That's okay. We just got started. Do you want to just tell everybody your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, my name is Melody Tigay, and at the moment, I'm calling from Maine, where we
Oh, wow.
have a vacation cottage instead of Long Island, where I usually live.
All
Oh,
right.
welcome.
Thanks for
Thank
joining us on vacation.
you. My pleasure.
So anyway, I'm going to continue to market the virtual authors visits. And all of the names of folks that were interested in doing virtual readings are listed on the website. So if you haven't seen it, go to the website and it'll say authors visits. If you want your name added there, just let me know. I did put on there that all of your rates are individually set. I'll just be the matchmaker. If someone writes to me and wants a visit, I'll send it out to you and then you can negotiate it from there. But it's a perfect time to start talking about authors visits right now with
Definitely.
schools starting back. Also in the newsletter, I'm adding a couple articles of interest that maybe teachers might be interested. I have some information about different fall activities. There's a link to some fall or autumn printables for teachers. So just trying to, look at our audience and see what people might be interested in. So that's in the newsletter. So every month I'll have a couple of articles. And if you have any suggestion for the newsletter, let me know. I'm happy to include any ideas that you might have as well. We've got to pique people's interest and keep the distribution and people reading the newsletter high. Also, if you have any, feel free to share that newsletter with friends and family. And if there's anyone you want added to the distribution list, you can just email me those names as well, and I'm happy to put them on.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And reminder that the newsletter is on the website. There's no password for that. Anybody can read the newsletter. So that's on the website as well. So if you missed it, just check it out there.
Cool.
Also in the newsletter is an organization that I wanted to kind of champion this month. I mentioned it last month as well. It's called Piper's Key. So Piper's Key is an organization, a woman that actually, her child unfortunately was born with a very rare diagnosis of SMA. And if she had lived, if Piper had lived, she would have had multiple disabilities. So she passed away after about 27 days after birth.
Oh, man.
And her mom started an organization of gifting books to other children with disabilities.
Oh, that's right. I remember reading about that.
So we've made an initial donation to Piper's Key of some of your books. But I would suggest if any of your books have a theme of disability or disability awareness in any way, that you reach out to Piper's Key. There's a link on the newsletter and there's a link on our website under the spotlight section. And she's willing to buy books directly from authors.
Oh.
So, and then she's gifting them out from there. So be sure to check out Piper's Key. It's just a fantastic organization that she built out of grief for a child. So it's an
Wow.
incredible group.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
okay. Book reviews. We are plotting our way still through book reviews. Got a few more out this month. I think Isai just sent yours to you today. You should see that. And you got your email as well. Okay, thank you to Nicole for all of her hard work with the reviews as well. You've been doing a great job with that. So
Absolutely.
those will keep
Thank you.
coming until we get through everybody. So I think, as I mentioned, Sarah, I think you'll be up next. All right, so we'll get yours done for you. We just want to also not rush this process. We want to make sure that, they're done thoughtfully, and I want to give them to you in a format that you can post on your website if you'd like, or share anywhere. If your books are on Amazon and you'd like us to put the review on Amazon, do that as well. Just let me know. I'm happy to do that. And I think Carol just joined us.
You did.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Where are you calling in from tonight?
but I'm having trouble hearing. Let me try to moving this up a little bit. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's better.
And Carol, where are you?
Where, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in Woodland Park, New Jersey.
Oh.
Oh, I'm in New Jersey too. I'm in Blackwood, Washington Township.
Oh, yeah, by Westwood. Yeah, I know where you are. Yeah. Berkeley County.
We're all one big happy family.
Right.
Okay, so that's the book reviews, social media. So everyone that's a level 2 and a level 3 author has an opportunity to be on our social media. And you may have seen, we're still going through everyone as well. Before you're essentially the first pass of social media, your book will be featured on Instagram, Facebook, and twice in our newsletter. So one is the author and one is the book. And then we're also looking at, so Instagram, Facebook, and we're also looking at Twitter. I wasn't sure how much success people had with Twitter in the past. I just haven't had much out of it. Sarah's shaking her head.
We haven't even used it. We haven't used it.
Yeah, I don't even have a Twitter.
Yeah.
We
I don't have a Twitter either, and neither does he.
I know a lot
We've
of
been
people.
doing more on Instagram, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little more, involved. I was told you got to get on there. So we've been posting more and I've seen a good pickup on it. So
Good.
like I told Sherry, we actually had 3 good months from May to August with just different things going on. We got our books in a few other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So considering
think-
with everything going on, I was happy.
Good.
I think Twitter, came before the Instagram, and so people were hitting that, and but now it's kind of turned into like a cesspool. I mean, it's really, from what
Yeah, it's
people have told me.
more political. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, we lost her again.
We'll keep up Instagram, we'll keep up the Facebook, we'll keep up the newsletter. But if you know of any other social media sites that have been successful for you, just message me. I'm happy to check them out. Someone said TikTok, but I know you need to put together videos for that. If you know of any other ones, I'm happy to jump on them as well.
Okay.
So that's basically what we're doing for social media for right now. So if you saw your book on Instagram, it'll also be coming back around to Facebook as well and the newsletter. So don't think it's a one and done deal. You'll see it in a few different places.
Okay.
Okay. Book donations. I sent out an email today. If you haven't seen that, everybody, all the level 3 at the donor program, your books have all been put into packages now for 6 different schools as a result of a charitable donation that we received from the Clive and Suzanne Fazioli Foundation. So they're local to us, and they wanted to supply packages of books to the local schools next town over from us. So your books have been put into those packages and will be heading their way. We just wanted to get through Labor Day weekend first. So when schools are back in full session again. We also have 4 other schools that are interested in packages right now. So we'll be working through those as well. And I had hoped to I've purchased books from all of the level 3 so far. I've made the first round. I was hoping to get to the second round, but a little bit of time off in August for a little family vacation, so I didn't get to it yet.
we did some unplugging for a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
You need it. You need it.
Yeah.
You guys have been working hard.
So, but we'll get back around to everybody for the next set of book purchases.
Great.
All righty. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, when she put that message about book donations, right off the bat, she got a response from somebody that she had done some work with, and she said that their budgets are reduced, and so she showed interest right away. And so the book donation grabbed her, and she
Great.
responded right
Yeah.
away. Yep.
It's nice to see that a teacher opened our newsletter and said, "Oh, I want a book. I want books."
That's great.
So I know that the tagline worked. So we continue, donations are made possible from grants, from individual donations, and any fundraising activities. And one of the fundraising activities we have is through our restaurant program. So I'm going to have Dave just basically tell you again what's happening there, because we do have a couple of restaurants sitting on the bandwagon right now. So I
Great.
turn it over to him.
Okay, so Sherry's got on here.
Make sure you speak.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sherry does have on there that we planned on having an updated pamphlet for the Restaurant to Respect program to the printer. It's all written up. We have to send it to the printer again. We with the whole unplugging, we're a little bit behind, but we're gonna get that. I mentioned in the last meeting that Pika's restaurant was the first place that we did, and they had a particular burger, a blue cheese burger, because blue symbolized autism.
Oh. Right.
So they were the premier, they were the first restaurant to be on board. And I started to use that model to talk to other restaurants. But what it kind of surfaced, and it made sense, I went to a restaurant right here in town. They're a little bit upscale, a little higher scale versus a taverny type of a place. And they're constantly changing their menu. It's very kind of eclectic, and they're using different farm to table items. So it really wasn't feasible for them to do one particular item. So we kind of try to work through that. And so they offered to do one of those programs that a lot of those places will do, where they have one night.
Yeah.
And, X percentage of the proceeds would go to our nonprofit, which was fine. I said, any help is great help. So what we decided to do is to offer in the revised pamphlet, to offer two particular ways of doing it. They can do one of those nights where X percentage goes to the nonprofit, if that works for them, or they can do, like we said, a particular item for, say, a month or so. A restaurant like Pika's has always been there and continues to be supporters, but it might scare away some people if they feel as though there's a never ending to it. So the 1 month, for instance, there's a pizza chain. I don't know if any of you folks have heard it. You might have, Nicole, but Auto Pizza. And they've started up in Portland, Maine, and now they've expanded. So I made contact with the local guy in Andover, and he's going to have a particular pizza, a special pizza, and it's actually going to be out in a couple of weeks. So we're going to probably set up a table, Terry and I, over there. But it's a caramelized pear, arugula, and blue cheese pizza. They have a lot of different flavors, this chain. They do a lot of things. They'll do spicy pulled pork with mango. So they're very creative in what they do. So $1 from every one of those pizzas sold, whether it's in-house or delivery, will go to Ella's Way.
Wow, that's great.
So, and I think that one might last past a month, but we're going to go, and I think we're going to set a table. They have a nice little alleyway outside, and we'll introduce ourselves and have some books available there, and go from there. So those will be the two options that restaurants can have. That way they feel like they're not pigeonholed, and they can do whichever works for their particular operation. So that's what we're doing. That in addition with Kindness Coffee, coffee company that we drive people to. We mentioned it last time, and they continue to send periodic donations to us because we have driven people to their way. So I plan on getting those pamphlets so I can send to you folks. But in the back of your heads, rattle around who you think might be somebody you either know that owns a restaurant, or I think somebody, was it you, Isai, that said they knew somebody? Somebody on the call said they had somebody. I forget who it was. But yeah, so just keep that in your head, and it can work. It doesn't have to be right here. It can work where any of you folks are, and we can provide the nonprofit information, and we'll work through the logistics of it. But the money will come back into, and then again, we'll purchase the books. We just need kind of residual income to be able to keep that money flow going.
Okay.
So, good. Yeah, any questions or with that thing? So if not, I'm going to hand it right back over to Sherry.
So it doesn't have to be necessarily a restaurant. We're doing the same thing with a coffee company. As Dave mentioned, it might be that there's an ice cream place near you that maybe for one night would donate their proceeds to Ella's Way. So any connections that you have in any type of the food industry, we can get those pamphlets out to you to share, and then that money's going to go right back into Ella's Way and the organization, and we turn around and buy more books to donate. So just something to think about. Okay. And I think those are the basic updates right now that I have for you. Any questions about the updates so far? We good?
Yeah.
Next month, I'm hoping to confirm that Gabby, so Jamie Gabbard, one of our authors, will be doing an update on tips and tricks with Instagram. So hoping to do it that last month, but the summer months have been just kind of tough for her, but she's got a wonderful book and she's been doing a lot of Instagramming as well. So, so she'll provide an update, I'm hoping, for next month. But the other thing that I wanted to do tonight, which I thought would be kind of fun, since we are one big happy family, is that maybe we can just talk about some of the things that we're doing or we've done over the summer, or things that you have coming up, and share some ideas. We have a few family things going on that Dave and I'll share. What you want to you go first? Who wants to go first? You've got a couple things going on.
Wow, we didn't rehearse this.
Well, I've got something going on that I'm a little excited about. I'm actually publishing a book for someone else. It's a
wow.
teenager who had done a school project, and she had done all the artwork and kind of done this book. And her mother approached me and asked me to publish for her. So I'm actually publishing my first book that's not mine, which is pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good for you. It'll be interesting because Sherry has done that, and it kind of makes you think you're in your space, in your lane, and then you help somebody else out. And it kind of gets all the pistons firing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Good for you.
I've also just done that.
Oh, you have?
You've done that too?
Yeah, I've just done that. It's come out, her book, in hardback now, so we're selling
Oh.
that. But yeah, it's funny enough, my illustrator, who decided that she wanted to illustrate her own book.
Oh,
It's totally different to mine. It's like an A to Z poems about dogs, and she's done lovely illustrations to go with it. She's sold about 40 copies in the last about 3 weeks. She's done really well with it. So yeah, that's
Good.
lovely.
Wow. Awesome.
That's wonderful.
Well, Sherry's referring to, on my end, some personal things, in a sense that, well, my daughter, this was part of the plan, but she eloped,
oh,
and she told us that was going to happen. She just didn't tell us exactly when and where. But it was up in Maine. It was a beautiful bed and breakfast up there that they have a lot of packages for elopement packages that involve the photographer and everything else. But she's kind of anxiety ridden. She didn't want to be in front of everybody or worried about everybody else and how they feel about her day. So, but we're having a big celebration for her. Well, medium size for her in a couple weeks. So I'm very happy. It's a very nice guy, and they work well for each other. So that, and in November, I'm going to be a grandpa for the first time.
oh, come on.
Wow.
My son,
Wow.
my son's wife is is due with child. And so it's like, for the longest time, all we really had was a regular routine, and all these big ticket items are showing up now.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Tell me your
Terrific.
grandfather's name.
Oh, my grandfather name. Well, everyone always says, well, they'll end up calling you what they call you, but
Uh-oh.
if I could dictate it, but no, I didn't want to, I don't know, grandpa, I don't, it sounds old for me. I don't want to, grandpa or grandpa, so I just shortened it up, and I'm going to go with Jeepa. It's like a modern grandpa,
I like
Jeepa.
that. Jeepa?
Jeepa,
Very
yeah.
cool. What
Yeah,
are you
so-
going as, Sherry? What are you going as?
I got two of them. One is Jima.
You got
Okay.
Jeepa?
Jeepa and Jima. The other is Dee Dee, which is a nickname I used to
Oh,
have.
that's cute. I like the G's. It's, kind of cool, like a rapper.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Jeepa and Jima.
I'm going to shorten it up and go Jeepa.
Jeepa. Very
Jeepa.
cool. Very cool. Well, we were, like we said, we were sharing before we got a few more people, but John and we had actually seen Nicole at a craft fair in Wyndham, New Hampshire, and we had tried to get in there a couple of years ago. So we did our first outside craft fair. We did okay, but I ended up talking to the right person, and John is doing his first PowerPoint presentation on Wednesday that we put together, me and him. So, and they wanted a 45-minute presentation, which is a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a long time.
It is.
Wow.
So we got,
Lauren, what's
Yeah.
What's the group you're presenting to?
it's the women's, I think, auxiliary group in Wyndham.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So like I said, they purchased 10 books, and I'm hoping they might buy more. So we're gonna
Yeah.
bring books. John does his own illustrations, so we're gonna bring artwork. And we just had kind of a weird thing pop out of the blue through my husband. Someone who runs the Ipswich Soap Company fell in love with John's artwork, and she sent us a sample made up with all these awesome labels and talking about John's journey. And they have amazing soaps. They're all natural, and if we sell some, we get a piece of it. So she sent it to us for free out of just being nice. And so I kind of put together a little book and a soap, and I think I called it Handum Bedtime
No bedtime stories for.
Bedtime Stories for Handum, something like
with-
that,
So.
with bubbles. And we did,
all bubbles, yeah.
John helped me do a little label.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm using like little sandwich bags for the soaps to keep them nice. And I put ribbon through it, and we're gonna
Good.
see how everything goes Wednesday. Sherry knows, again, I've never done a PowerPoint. And she's like, oh, well, you can't just plug it in. You got to do this, this, and this, and jump up and down and clap your hands. And I'm like, uh-oh. So we're gonna see. We're just gonna see. And we
Good
redid our website. A friend of mine from high school is a really amazing web designer, and he had just done the mayor's website in Methuen, and I reached out to him kind of on a wing and a prayer. And he really gave us a good deal, and he did some amazing stuff on the website. And he actually took John's characters, and it looks like John is like peeking out around the characters, and people have loved it. So
Good.
Great.
It looks good.
that's been really cool. Yeah.
Good.
And
Well, you guys,
John-
will-
Yep,
John, let us know how Wednesday goes. I want to hear how we.
we
do.
will.
Oh, we will, we will.
We
Good.
will.
you guys will slay it. I have no fear. You guys will slay that.
Thank you.
Good.
He did great on his practice today. So
Great.
Who else has anything else going on? What else? Oh, you got anything happening? Pitch on the spot?
that's it.
Well, I have something kind of little. My book is called Bentley the Bully, so it focuses on bullying and how to include everybody.
Yeah.
And I've been reaching out to a bunch of different anti-bullying organizations, and
Cool.
one of them organizations that I've reached out to is called Stand for the Silent, and they purchased 50 of my books.
Oh, wow.
That's
Wow.
not little.
That's not little at all. That's amazing.
But I'm very thankful because the owner of Stand for the Silent, if you guys want to check them out, his son actually committed suicide because of bullying. So it's
Goodness.
like a very it's very tragic, and we're hoping that we can bring awareness to bullying. And the fact that he thought my book was really special meant like so much to me,
Wow.
you know, and hopefully
Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Really.
more accepting and show love on each other.
No,
So
that's not little at all.
That's
Silly goose. That's amazing.
That's great.
good. So it's, you know, early on in this process that you really have to be fearless and just reach out to organizations. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know. So
this
keep plotting ahead and come up with some different ideas. So, good
Yeah.
for you.
yeah.
Great
This is my
news.
book, so it's a little out of my comfort zone to, you know, reach out to people. So I'm just kind of getting used to this author world, but I'm really loving it. And I've met like a ton of great people. You guys are fantastic, and it's just really fun.
It is fun. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And for all of you, another good group to reach out to are any of your local Rotary clubs or Lion clubs, especially if you're talking about they may have you as a guest speaker and purchase books to donate as well. So
Yeah.
check those out too. Good. Anybody else have anything going on?
I had a nice experience. I had seen a video, I think it was on Facebook. Oh no, maybe one of the authors groups, where this this very nice lady, Cecilia Minty, had she will take books having to do with emotions and development and sort of kindness could be one of the types of things she might want to highlight. And she will do animated videos of
Oh,
your
wow.
book, and she does not charge you for that service. She
Wow.
gets her income, I guess, from getting subscribers who the advertisements on there, they I guess are paying her for it. And they do such a phenomenal job. And I had approached her about the fact that I thought, well, maybe my book would come into the sort of under the umbrella, since it has to do with the children who are living in blended families and coping with anxiety and the stress of going between two families. And she thought that she wanted to look into it. So I sent her a PDF of the book, or you could send her a copy of the book or a PDF of the book, and they take a look at it and decide if they feel it's going to be appropriate. And they create a video and they put it on YouTube. You have a link to your video on
Oh,
YouTube. So you can reach her at mintykids@gmail.com.
MINTY.
MINTYKIDZ@gmail.com. And for example, I had shown you some of the pages of my book, but for example, there's a page where the family is celebrating Hanukkah, and in the background, Dad is lighting the menorah. And when you're on that page, she has the menorah lighting up as they watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Another one, I have Hannah's feeding fish in the fish bowl. She has the fish swimming around in the fish bowl.
Pretty creative.
yeah, very.
It's really wonderful, and it's so professional. And I don't know how she does. She has like an avatar person who introduces your book and reads the book out loud as the pages are turning for the children. It's a read aloud.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's great.
And I just thought if there was a way to share it. I have I have the link to my video I don't know if I can make it
Hey, Melody?
any big. I don't
Hey,
know.
Melody,
It's not going to show here.
yeah.
But if you go to
Link.
YouTube,
If you can email me the link and I'll distribute it out to the group.
okay,
All right?
okay. And the only thing I've been doing is, as a thank you for her for creating this, is that I then went on my 12 different author groups and shared with them the fact that an author without expense to themselves might have an opportunity to have this very professional YouTube video. So I had done a video of me reading my book a
Yeah.
couple of years ago. This is far superior.
Would you say you're
Yeah,
you're in
so
12 author group? You're in 12 author groups?
it's 12 or 15. something
Wow.
on Facebook. Yeah, there's a
Wow.
lot. There's a lot of them.
Wow.
Um,
We have to be the best looking group though.
absolutely. I shared the mission of Ella's Way on all of my on all of my groups, my Facebook.
Oh, thank you. Excellent.
Thank
So again, it's just a way, it's my way of thanking you for all of your efforts that you're putting into your project.
Well, thank you.
I hope
Thank
it'll
you.
bring you some more members.
You never
Absolutely.
know. I mean, we're at 35 right now. I'm holding tight for a little bit so we can continue to, fight.
It's hard to hear you. It's
Yeah.
hard to hear that.
I'm holding tight at 35 authors for a little while, but you never know, down the road, we may be adding some more.
That's right.
Okay. And the
Good.
more the merrier, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
good. Carol or Sarah, or Nicole, anything going on with you guys?
Yeah, I've been writing, because I'm a teacher, I've been writing a set of activities for teachers to go with my books.
Oh,
So I've sent them to a few schools and nurseries around who are trialing it out, which is good.
Good.
I've had a lot going on with work at the moment, but it's kind of related because I'm sort of teaching other teachers how to read stories aloud to children.
Mhm.
What techniques they can use to make their reading more captivating.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
So I'm doing quite a
wonderful.
bit of work, sort of bringing literacy on with the early years and how important it is. And I'm doing quite a bit of work on nursery rhymes and how important that is for children to learn different nursery rhymes. So I'm doing that a lot at the moment as well as my books.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Busy, yeah. Wow.
Can't hear, sorry.
Busy lady.
Yeah.
A little bit, but sort of a personal story like yours. Like this time last year, I had a very, very poorly 11-year-old girl. She had anorexia because of a traumatic event that happened to her. She wasn't allowed to walk. We were wheelchairing her around. And now this year, she's fully recovered. Amazing. We could go on holiday with her running in the beach. Like nothing's happened. So personally, that's been a highlight for me.
That's a great success story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Wonderful.
Good. Anybody else? Carol and Nicole? No, Major. Nicole, you're going on vacation soon or going away?
Yeah, we're just going up to Vermont, so not very far. We're not world explorers anymore. We used to be, but not so much anymore, particularly at this time of the world. So just up to Vermont for a little bit.
We
But I
love it up
enjoy
in
things.
Vermont.
Say it again?
We
Sorry.
love it up in Vermont.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
But no, I appreciate each one of your stories and the books that you've put out and listening to the connections you've made. The idea of having a thought that you had and turning it into something that you put on paper and thinking, hey, I wonder if somebody would be interested in reading this. And then getting it out there and taking that risk and that chance. And on top of that, look at all the success you're having. And the fact that Sherry and Dave and being able to pull everyone together and where it's going from now to what it's going to be like in 6 months from now. And it's just amazing to see the process move And I'm new into this organization as well. So I've only been around, I don't know how long, Sherry. I've known you guys for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On this particular project, only a few months, and just being able to see as it's growing, this section of it is really amazing. And to hear the feedback that each of you have gotten from what you're doing is really impressive.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
But, I was listening to what you said, everybody on this call and everybody in the group believes in, having the world be more kinder. So it's amazing to have all these different people together because they've all got different ideas and different stories. And I think that's what's going to be advantageous for us is that one of the stories will reach somebody else out there. It might be Holly's for somebody, and it could be Carol's. So this is great to come together. And I'm excited as well as you are, even to be a part of it and have everybody else. I can kind of sense the enthusiasm for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Nicole, we read your reviews and I cried, and John got a little teary-eyed, I have to say.
Me too.
Thank you.
They
Very
were
kind.
beautiful. Yeah.
I take it very seriously when I'm doing it. Honestly, this is my notebook and I have all kinds of notes in it. When I'm reading your books, I really do take it seriously. And it's because it is so important to you. This is your work. This is who you are. And it's so meaningful what you're doing and putting out there for other people to read, the parents, the children, all these people that are going to grow up. I work in the mental health field, if you don't know, but so I see the after effect because I'm working with the adults that are out there. And it's important what you do. So I do take this when I'm writing these reviews and I'm reading your books or listening to your book, it's one of those things that I do want to take it seriously. It's a lot of work and effort you're putting in, and it's coming from your heart. So thank you for the feedback as well. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Very well
Great.
spoken.
Let's see, I have just a couple things going on for myself because of COVID. I haven't had very many family connections over the last year and a half. Basically, I have a daughter that lives a couple of hours away. I've been able to see her a few times, but my son lives in Vancouver, Canada. Canada is now just allowed to come back into the United States. So he's coming home in 2 weeks for a month. So yes, so I finally get to see my boy all grown up, and so that'll be interesting. How he's bringing his living girlfriend. They've been together about 3 years, so they're coming to stay with us for about a month. So we're really looking forward to that. So that'll be interesting. I'm working from home. He's going to be working from home. She's working from home. It'll be interesting.
I'm kind of glad that I'm not working with them.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They will be leaving, thankfully, every morning to get away from us. But and then on October 1st, which is big news for me, I'm actually semi-retiring from my full-time job at the hospital.
Oh, congratulations.
So yeah, well, so it's, they're having budget cuts. So I'm doing, I've agreed to a 20 hours per week instead of 40 hours per week. So you'll know where the other 20 hours is going. You'll see more emails from me. So we'll be busy. So that's coming in October. So lots to do, forging ahead. That's all the updates I have. I hope next month Jamie will be talking about Instagram. I just have to secure her. And send me anything you'd like in the newsletter, any other questions you might have. We'll keep moving forward.
Perfect.
Sherry,
Thank you.
Sherry, when
Thank
you post the newsletter, the periodic newsletter, do you send us an email to tell us that you are posting, that you have a new newsletter out?
So check your news. I actually send you the newsletter itself. It's in your email.
All right, so the newsletter is going to come to us without having to go to it.
Yeah. So it was sent out today. So you should see it in
I'll look for it
today's.
then.
All right. So you'll get the whole newsletter.
Great. And I'll email you the
Mickey Kids.
the two things, the Gmail address and also the YouTube address, if you want to put it in there and people just to see an example, or you can just go to YouTube. I think you probably look just under Minty Kids and you'll see all the ones she's done. And mine, book, Hannah's Two Homes, is one of the more recent ones. But you
Okay.
can see the selection.
That's
And
great.
a lot of the things have to do with social and emotional development.
Perfect.
of
I'm gonna do
children,
that.
so,
I'm gonna look that up.
Good.
Wonderful.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming today. More to come. Stay tuned. Have a
thank
good
you.
rest of your night.
Good to
Bye.
see-
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good to see everybody.
Good to
Bye.
see
Stay
you.
Everybody
healthy.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.